Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay, got that going. Very cool. Let's see who's here. Oh, Rose Theodot. Thank you so much for the. Wait. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much for the super sticker. What a nice way to start Royal Sussex. Thank you very much. Happy Thursday, or what's left of September, or what's left of Thursday, or happy Friday. Good grief, is it already Friday? Wow. Where has the week gone? Anyway, you should know I had a lovely nap. I didn't know how tired I was, and I laid down for just a minute. And next thing I know, it was so much later in the day. But thank you so much for the super sticker, Rose, and hello to Lorna Williams, Mary H., Compton, Cali Gal, Sherry Ware, to be, Lola Love, Leisha is here, Beverly McCaskill. Okay, it's coming, it's coming. Let me see. Gwendolyn Daniels, Diane Hawkins, Sherry Ware, Legs, Carmen's Place, Brenda Gray, B. Thomas, Sister and Cece, Judy Muscatine, Lydia Washington, Diane Baptiste, Faith Dew, Sonia Johnson, Black Queen, Kim Peaches, Marcia Ware, and a host of other friends and squaddies. Okay, I'm going to scroll to the end. Okay. Oh, wow, you guys are having a nice conversation before I got here. Uh, Miss D. Bernard, thank you so much. Last one I see there. Okay. So let's get on with it, shall we? These are two favorite photos of the Duchess of Sussex. I love both of those. Um, so there you go. Duke and Duchess of Sussex made secret trip to Portugal for romantic break after Invictus Games. So they say. It seems to be leaning toward that is probably true. And I'm only saying that because there was no attempts that I know of or no evidence of them going back to California to, of course, Montecito, where there are no leaks. I didn't see anything about them getting back to Montecito, and they would have been trying to um, get photos of them, or they would have tried to find evidence of them on this flight or that flight. But since they didn't know where they were, then there was nothing to see, which just goes to show you. If you guys remember when the Sussexes went on holiday to Elton John's place, it was leaked by people at Kensington Palace. And then, of course, they went into this big song and dance about them being the climate hypocrites, which is extraordinary when you consider Willie and Charlie exceeding the Queen's use of government funded transport. And yeah, and believe me, there's a lot of secret trips that Willie has made, sometimes with his family, that we know nothing about. And yet, they always try to make a case against the Sussexes. Well, you know what? Those days are long gone because they are no longer in Narnia, and there is little, if any. I think the last time they were able to like try to do something like that was when Harry went to that polo match in Telluride or wherever it was. But so the Sussexes are being very, very stealthy. And I'm glad for that because, first and foremost, it is best for their safety and anybody else that's traveling with them. So it just goes to show that anyone who has had doubts, and I doubt if any Sussexes do, but anyone who has had doubts or anyone who has been trying to convince themselves or others that the Sussexes would have been better inside of that institution than out of it. Number one, it's better to fight an institution from the outside looking in instead of the inside looking out. There's this premise that you can stay and fight your corner, but um, in so many ways, it causes the person struggling against tyranny, it makes them look disingenuous. So it's better to do it on the outside. It's better to walk away from all of that and just take your chances. And that's exactly what they've done. So there are no photos for this holiday that they've taken, but there seems to be people of the opinion that it has happened. So let's take another look. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, or as I like to say, Princess Meghan and Prince Harry, reportedly extended their European vacation with a stop in Portugal. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who were in Germany earlier this month to attend the sixth iteration of the Invictus Games, quietly stopped in Portugal for a vacation before returning home to California, according to Nova Gente. Let's see. Harry and Meghan likely spent time. Notice I highlighted reportedly, according to, and likely. I did that myself. Spent time with the Duke's cousin, Princess Eugenie, who lives in Portugal part time. It was announced last year that Eugenie's husband, Jack Brooksbank, the bartender, landed a new job that will see the family. The couple are parents of two sons, August and Ernest. Oh, I like that name, Ernest. Splitting their time between their UK and Portugal, between the UK and Portugal. So he must be a really good bartender that he's able to afford all of this. So that's cool. That's cool. And he seems like a really nice guy. I like Jack. Although I can't really say hello to him anywhere near airport. They don't like it when you say, "Hi, Jack." Hi, Jack. Yeah, that see what I mean? That sounds weird. So never say hi, Jack, either near airport or while flying or something like that. Just say, "Hey, you. Hey." I'm in a good mood, right? Yeah, I am. First of all, there was that lovely nap. Oh my goodness, I didn't know what time it was when I woke up. And then, secondly, it's September. It's a Sussex September to remember. So, uh, let's see, knockoff yogurt parfait and serve peg away are pathetic. Yeah. Knockoff yogurt parfait. Oh, that's a new one. I love that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Knockoff yogurt parfait. Oh, okay. So here's the magazine. Well, they are a bit of a, how do I put it? I think they're just another gossip rag, salacious stories. As you can see, some very dodgy captions and stuff like that. Um, so it's interesting that they would be the ones to break the story. You know what I mean? But I don't know what they are to the people of Portugal. So, um, Visita Segreta. That's what they said. So it's a secret visit. Okay. And then here is the story according to them. I believe that other one was from People magazine. Harry and Meghan, and by the way, this is translated from Portuguese. Harry and Meghan were in Portugal last week, and despite the discretion New People, New. Is that what that means? That magazine? Is it called New People? Huh, let me look at that title. Oh, Nova. Oh, Nova is new. And Gente, I guess that is new people. Ah, I just learned something. So anyway, see, you don't have to be married to someone that speaks Portuguese to learn this stuff. Uh, New people know where the Duke and Duchess, oh, they do, of Sussex were during the short and secret stay in our country. The couple was already in Europe as they had traveled to Germany, where they participated in the sixth edition of the Invictus Games in Dusseldorf. And as soon as the event created by Prince ended on Saturday, September 16th, the couple headed to our country in an almost lightning fast visit in a mega secret operation. Boy, they definitely get excited, don't they? Mega secret. Okay. In a mega secret operation and in the reserve that has characterized them since the abdication. Now, again, this is translated the abdication of their royal duties. Boy, these some drama mamas, ain't they? The mega secret operation and in the reserve that has characterized them since their abdication, their royal duties in 2020, Meghan and Harry preferred not to publicize either through the press or through their social network, which they should know that Harry and Meghan are not on social media, this romantic getaway. Without their children, Archie, 4 years old, and Lilibeth, 2. That's Prince Archie and Princess Lilibeth. God, these people. The Dukes arrived. The Dukes arrived. I told you this is translated. So Meghan is a Duke now. The Dukes arrived in Portugal, and as soon as they landed, they moved to Alejo, whatever it is, more precisely to Melides. The choice of this location will be related to a possible invitation from Harry's cousin, Princess Eugenie, daughter of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, who since the beginning of 2022 has been spending a lot of time in this area of that place, thanks to her husband, the bartender, Jax Brooksbank. I know he's a beverage engineer or beverage manager, whatever it is. He's a bartender. That's just a fancy word for bartender. Just like a janitor, now you have to call them, what is it? A maintenance engineer or a maintenance, whatever. So, who was hired to work in the marketing and sales department of Costa Terra Golf and Ocean Club, a luxury resort located in the region. Read more about Harry and Meghan's trip to Portugal in New People magazine on newsstands. Well, I wouldn't pick up that rag to wipe my behind with. I'm telling you that I looked at, like, you could tell the magazine is cheesy when you look at the advertisements and they have all that conspiracy stuff and pictures of the doctor pointing to a wrinkled arm, and then they have that thing on the fingertip that looked like a piece of whatever it is, a piece of paste or whatever. Like, it looks like something you would pick out of your teeth. I'm like, ugh, ugh. Anyway, it seems to be one of those magazines. I mean, some of those ads are gross. I cannot stand them. But anyway, they're the ones that broke this story, and other people are co-signing. So I don't know that that gives it any more validity. We haven't heard anything from the Sussexes. There have been absolutely no photos, although they claim that people witnessed them. So um, recollections may vary. So there you go. Now, let's get to Dan Wootton. Breaking: Dan Wootton's contract as Mail Online columnist terminated. So, in case there's any confusion, the Mail Online actually suspended Dan Wootton while they investigated. Well, the suspension has come and gone. Now he's terminated. So he is totally terminated from the Mail Online. Totally terminated, as I have saturated my computer screen, but he's terminated. I have determined that he's terminated from the Mail Online. Also a rag. But yeah, well, as they say, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. If it isn't the consequences of my own actions, I don't know what the appropriate response to this should be, but how about this one? I'll go to this one. And we're done. Stick a fork in him. He's done. So, byline investigate canceling the Chancellor. I love that title. Canceling the Chancellor. How Martin Branning made Dan Wootton you can see it there. Canceling the Chancellor. Now, of course, as you know, I have done a reading of a series of these articles about Dan Wootton. So, of course, I will post this one later. But for now, let's see what they have to say, shall we? Oh, okay. I think I got the hang of this now. Dan Wootton's £250,000 a year Mail Online contract has been terminated following his suspension by GB News over the Lawrence Fox misogyny storm, as new details emerge of an investigation into his conduct while writing for the website. The presenter's twice-weekly Mail Online column had already been suspended for the past 56 days, while lawyers for publisher DMG Media looked into allegations in Byline Times' special investigation exposing Wootton as a serial catfisher and sexual predator. Wootton's primetime weeknightly GB News show, Dan Wootton Tonight, was taken off air after he laughed, along with a sexist rant by political activist Fox, whose disparaging remarks about journalist Ava Evans provoked a huge backlash. In a film statement this evening, Fox claimed he provided Wootton with moral support and helped him to set up a crowdfunder following Byline Times' attacks on him, which had left the presenter in hot water. Fox said that Wootton distancing himself from his comments about Ms. Evans after their exchange was aired was therefore disloyal. The former actor believes he has been made a scapegoat and that the duo's suspension shows that GB News, which bills itself as the home of free speech, is now the home of cancel culture. A DMG media spokesperson said today that following events this week, DMG Media can confirm that Dan Wootton's freelance column with Mail Online, which had already been paused, has now been terminated, along with his contract. This newspaper can now reveal details of the internal probe at Mail Online into Wootton's use of the online pseudonyms Martin Branning and Maria Joseph to obtain sexual images of men by deception, which he has never denied being or being connected to. That foreshadowed his sacking today. What really went on? A source close to the matter told Byline Times, "It has been clear internally ever since Dan's column was suspended that he would not be returning to Mail Online, although there were contractual obligations to observe, which meant a due process of investigation had to be undertaken. His moments of madness with Lawrence Fox live on air, gave the pretext DMG has been waiting for. Wootton will not be seen at Derry Street Mail Online's Kensington HQ again." As part of its wider probe, this newspaper can reveal how top DMG lawyers and editorial decision-makers spoke to at least one of the celebrities Wootton targeted with overtures for explicit sexual images. Byline Times reported last month how Wootton pressurized former Big Brother star J.J. Bird to pose nude for photos, having initially offered him money for an underwear shoot for a supposedly legitimate brand in a shoot at Wootton's home in London's Shoreditch. Mr. Bird said, "He invited me to a test shoot at his flat with a fee attached. At that time, I was trying to fund my boxing career and develop my career in entertainment. Dan was a big name in the world of showbiz journalism who had the power to do that. Looking back now, it was a complete abuse of his power and position, and he should not have been offering to do that kind of thing." At the time of the incident, Wootton was just beginning his career with the Mail Online's sister publication, the Daily Mail. In a video call on the 14th of August, Bird gave his detailed account of events to Geraldine Elliott, a partner at leading London law firm RPC, appointed as external counsel by DMG's head of editorial legal, Liz Hartley. It followed detailed discussions between Wootton and Mail Online bosses in the wake of Byline Times article in which we first unmasked Wootton as the hidden hand behind Branning and Joseph. External lawyers from another top law firm, Kingsley Napley, had already been brought in by Wootton's previous employers, News UK publisher of The Sun, to investigate the revelation that Wootton used the fake identities to sexually harass men, including newsroom colleagues, to try and either trick or bribe them into sharing sexually explicit digital material. Wootton has previously said he had made errors of judgment in the past, but has branded the criminal allegations as simply untrue. His representative previously told The Guardian that Wootton did not at any time contact current or former colleagues at The Sun with offers of money in return for sexually explicit images and did not engage in inappropriate behavior in the workplace. This newspaper understands that Wootton was summoned to a meeting with DMG chiefs and asked for his account of events, and that he denied the truth of some elements of Byline Times' investigation and refused to discuss others. There was a sense that Dan could have done more to meet the questions he was being asked, the source said. It gave the company plenty of pause for thought. Calling for accountability. Wootton's column was only officially paused after this newspaper published digital evidence on the 3rd of August to show the email addresses for Branning, and Joseph used an 8-character password also connected to Wootton's personal website email address, his official work email address, his LinkedIn, and his MySpace account, among others, exposed in an open source data leak. The odds of the accounts sharing the same password were, according to an eminent PhD specialist in mathematical prediction modeling, vanishingly small. By this point, the allegations were too serious to ignore, and the evidence was mounting up, the source added. It wasn't an option to not comment. This newspaper further understands that Wootton requested additional financial support from DMG when we started exposing him on the 17th of July. A second source close with knowledge of the matter said, Dan wanted external help regarding the impact of the Byline Times investigation, which raised eyebrows at the Mail. At the time, he was earning the best part of £1 million a year, and the need for him to enjoy further financial backing was not immediately obvious. He was appearing 4 nights a week as the anchor on a national news channel known in the industry for paying pretty well. That was hardly going to go unnoticed. It is understood that some of the actions of Wootton's lawyer, Donald Blaney, a solicitor who appears to specialize in representing individuals aligned to hard-right politics, were also unpopular at Derry Street. Blaney sent out legal letters to third parties on Wootton's behalf, denigrating Mail Online as morally reprehensible over the alleged leaking of information about his client. As part of its investigation, DMG Media's lawyers are understood to have spoken to several of Wootton's former colleagues. The investigation and the coincidence of Wootton's on-air troubles at GB News have given DMG Media the impetus to finally sack Wootton in a manner consistent with Wootton's own calls for accountability for other media figures accused of workplace and other wrongdoing. They included most recently Wootton's calling out of his former ITV colleague, Philip Schofield, who quit the channel in May when details emerged of a relationship with a junior colleague, leading Wootton to brand Schofield the most loathsome man on TV. Byline Times asked DMG Media whether the Mail Online investigation into this newspaper's allegations about Wootton was still ongoing, and if not, what it had concluded. It did not receive a response. Okay, so as per usual, I will have that available later if you want to check it out again. But yeah, so there you go. Okay, let me scroll some more here. Okay, let us continue then. So Dan Wootton sacked by Mail Online a day after GB News suspension. Journalist column and contract terminated after comments made by Lawrence Fox on his GB News show. So there you go. Martin Branning or Mary Joseph, whatever the other name is, they and their multiple personalities will have plenty time to quietly reflect. You know, that quiet reflection that he spoke about after the Queen died, after the handshake. Well, there will be plenty room for quiet reflection. Oh, wow. So it's important to note that Dan Wootton has not confessed to any of this stuff. He said that he has had some questionable judgment, and that what was that he said? That he wants that he's a better person, and that he wants to continue to strive to be the journalist that he always wanted to be. Well, I guess, but it seems like time and time again, he was the type of journalist that none of us can stand to look at. And he's not alone. There are quite a few of them. And as they say, every dog will have his day. And that appears to be exactly what's happening right now. So um, I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted. That apparently the byline, they have a whole bunch of stuff that they haven't shared yet. And I'm sure for legal reasons, they have not shared those things, but eventually they will. And eventually we will definitely have access to it. They will make it public. And well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And it takes a lot of, I suppose, hubris to pretend to be so sanctimonious, the voice of the people, day after day, 4 days a week. I believe they said he was on television 4 days a week. He's pretending to be the arbiter of truth, justice, and the British way. Well, turns out that he was part of this somewhat of a protection racket known as the British media. It really does seem like a protection racket for a lot of reasons. Um, and a lot of it has to do with Lord Nappyhead. And then some of that you can blame, of course, Rupert Murdoch. So there you go. The cesspit, the cesspit, not piss, but the cesspit of anti-woke, anti-science conspiracy theories, that is GB News. So this is an article. You know what? I forgot to cite the magazine that I got that from, but I haven't read it yet. But I'm looking forward to it because it seemed like it's a good one. The misogynistic incident involving Lawrence Fox and Dan Wootton and the resulting suspension will not surprise anybody who is familiar with the channel, writes Sean O'Grady. So, yeah, it's a story that's trending. Fortunately, is and hopefully this will help with um, this with Byline, because Byline's story is far more provocative, and of course there hasn't been any investigation that I know of by the police, and of course all of the people within the British media and I guess media everywhere has pretty much ignored it. They haven't really put much in work into it. So hopefully that will happen. That will happen because I hate a bully. Ofcom received around 7,300 complaints, 7,300 complaints. GB News latest, Lawrence Fox says he and Dan Wootton will be fired from the station tomorrow. I repeat, according to The Independent, and I think when did this was like some maybe 3 hours ago. According to The Independent, GB News is likely to fire Lawrence Fox and Dan Wootton tomorrow. So far, we haven't heard anything official, but that is what Lawrence Fox is saying. Now, who knows for certain? They may be investigating. I mean, look at how long they were investigating at the Daily Fail. So this may be another one of those long investigations. But there are some people that are of the opinion that they were actually using this event to do something that they've wanted to do for a while, and that was get rid of Dan Wootton. And this may have been the easiest way out. Like, for instance, Dina, thank you so much for the phone case. Thank you so much for my shiny, sparkling phone case. It is beautiful. And now I could actually use those chargers that you lay the phone down. The other case, I couldn't do that. I would have to take it out of the case, but thank you so much for that. Yeah, you guys have been spoiling me with the Royal Sussex wish list, but it's so much fun because I like new stuff. Anyway, let me stop. I may be biased as Portuguese. Portugal is my birth home, but I am sure the Sussexes enjoyed a great stay in Alejito. I hope I'm saying it right. Beautiful beaches there. I'm gonna have to look that up then. I've never heard of it. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up. All right. I bet it is beautiful. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to look that up. Thank you so much. And oh, did I just do that one? Or did I not? Okay, no, I did not. Okay, right wing commentator, and I believe this is from the Independent. Right wing commentator Lawrence Fox has admitted he expects GB News bosses to sack him and Dan Wootton tomorrow after more than 48 hours of public uproar over his offensive sexist comments to a female journalist. He issued an apology to Ava Evans, admitting he had been demeaning toward her, but in a rambling 15-minute video tirade on social media, he tried to justify his attitude, saying he had been crack handed but stood by the sentiment he had expressed. So, uh, sorry but not sorry? Is that what that means? Sorry but not sorry? Well, I probably won't watch that video, but there you go. 1960 says, I think Eugenie is okay, but her sister is definitely not trustworthy. Eugenie and her husband, the bartender, left that toxic family. They mostly live in Portugal and are only in the UK for special events. Okay. Maybe he has to renew his liquor license. I'm just kidding. I like Jack Brooks Bank. Some of my best friends are bartenders. So yeah. I probably should never meet Jack Brooks Bank. Oh, you're the bartender, huh? Can you make me a whiskey sour? Do you mind if I have that with some crushed ice? Thank you. Uh, uh, so next, next, let's see, who do we have? We have Eamon Holmes, who had that rather bizarre video. I still don't understand what that video was about. Remember, they had that video where they were going after Schofield? And then, of course, there's the guy that looks like he can't wait to get home and give himself an enema. What is his name? Gargamel? Tom Bauer. And then, of course, there's Schofield. There's that hoghead Pierce Morgan. And, of course, Jeremy Clarkson. And a woman who never met a wig she didn't like, Nana Akua. And then there's Mrs. Magoo, Angela Levin. Jeremy Vine, who feigns stupidity every time he goes on his show. He loves to pretend to be ignorant and not aware. And then that other guy, that's that one that announced the Queen's death on the BBC. I always forget his name, but he's the one who got in trouble, and then they sent him to a clinic or whatever to, I guess, atone for his whatever. Oh, you like whiskey sours too? Yeah, that's me. Whiskey sour. I love a good whiskey sour. Mom. Well, not that my mom ever makes whiskey sours for me, but I'm just saying. What a frightening sight, Baron. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Get rid of that group of misfits, that family of misfits. So, I guess you can say that the ancestors has been they've been doing their work ever since we found out that Meghan is 43% Nigerian. the ancestors seem to have emerged, and they seem to have decided to deal with the enemies as they fall one by one. Broken backs, marital problems, all kind of things have been happening. Well, one by one, they have all been falling, and we should probably thank the ancestors for that. So, nah. No, I'm not going to sing Lion King. Nah. Yeah, you can baba something. From the day we arrived on this planet, blinking eyes step into the sun. There is more to see than whatever can be seen, more to do than ever be done. Ah, woo. Oh, well, who would have thought this day would ever come? But it's not over yet, you guys. Let's not get too excited. Um, there's one of the squatties posted this on the Twitter, and I was like, you know what? That is so perfect. I'm gonna have to share that. Um, so yeah, that is depicting the ancestors dealing with the enemies one by one. Oh, yes. From the day Dan Wootton arrived in London, his weasel eyes stepped into the sun. He had all kind of plots and schemes up his sleeves. All he had to do was get it done. uh, it's the karma of life. uh, Oh, let's see. Gracie Infowabi says, I want the ancestors to deeply deal with Angela Latrine and that hoghead Pierce Morgan. Absolutely. Get them, ancestors. Get them. Oh, man. I just been smiling and smiling. Yes, it's the circle of lies. That's right. It's the circle of lies and the derangement. Yeah, there you go, Mary H. It's the circle of lies. Oh, so you guys leave no opportunity to try to misrepresent a situation. So, as you know, yesterday I shared this image or some images of Meghan that were taken behind the scenes by Patrick J. Adams. So, the Daily Mail, being the Daily Mail, it was an embarrassing oversight. Meghan Markle's suit star, a co-star Patrick J. Adams, deleted behind-the-scene Instagram images of the Duchess on the set and makes groveling apology. Well, um, these are the photos that I saved from his Instagram. And he says, I miss my friends. But the thing is, they are trying to lead their readers to believe that there was only photos of Meghan, which in reality, there were several photos of the different co-stars of the suits. But as you can see, the center photo, which was a publicity shot from Suits, they added that to the article. Okay. The Daily Mail, which is owned by Lord Nappyhead, the guy who doesn't pay practically any taxes and who seems to be racially ambiguous himself, is the owner of the Daily Fail. Well, anyway, Lord Nappyhead, his paper, the Daily Fail, ran this story where they are trying to make it seem like that there is some type of romantic intentions behind him posting those photos. But once again, there were photos of other co stars, which of course I wasn't as interested in those. But these are behind the scenes photos. Uh, Patrick J. Adams is a photographer. He loves taking photos. And so during their downtime in the workplace, he took photos of everyone. Leave it to the Daily Mail to single out, oh, sorry, wrong direction. These photos and nothing else to try to make it seem as though he is sending some type of message to Meghan. Well, that's not the case. So I'm just in case you come across this, remember I told you myself that there were more than just photos of Meghan. And of course, they chose those two photos for the headline of the story. They can just they take anything and try to make it seem seedy or disgusting or some type of hidden agenda. Well, there isn't one. Patrick J. Adams is happily married. I've seen interviews with he and his wife, as well as an architectural digest visit to their home, and they seem ideally suited for one another. So, um, yeah, that pay no attention to that. Um, Leave it to them to try to make something tacky out of it. But yeah, there were some great photos, and so I just saved the few that I wanted to save, and that was that. Nothing to it. Oh, good night, Beverly McCaskill. Now, is there a Disney princess that is loosely based on our Duchess? Well, Asha, who is supposed to be an Afro Latino, Latina, Latino, uh, Latina, Afro Latina um, Disney character. Well, as you can see, she has the button nose, just like the Duchess of Sussex. She also has freckles around the bridge of her nose and cheeks, just like our Duchess. And of course, the hair laying over to one side like that, cascading down the shoulder, is the signature style of the Duchess of Sussex and copied by Mumbles all the time. But yeah, so I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say Connie Bummer. Good morning, Connie Bummer. Good morning, Connie Bummer. Please say hi. Good morning, Connie Bummer. We just said goodbye. Hey, Connie Bummer, what a surprise. So I would say that this Disney princess seems to be loosely based on the Duchess of Sussex in some kind of way, by appearance and maybe otherwise. I don't know. But I mean, look at the eyebrows. Look at the eyebrows. Um, Look at the way the corners of the eyes kind of point. The mouth. Come on, this is Meghan. That's Meghan all day long. Now, yes, she's wearing cornrows, but I promise you that looks like Meghan. Yeah. Yeah, that goes for both of us, actually. I think I'm being too loud. But yeah, there you go. All right. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. You don't see it at all? All right. I do, but okay. That's just my opinion. Mm, Okay. Anybody else? Rosalind Gatewood says Jack Brooksbank, the bartender, makes some real money. He's not standing at a bar making drinks. So says Rosalind Gatewood. My nephew works as one of those high end restaurants at one of those high end restaurants in Chicago, and he makes over 100,000 a year. Okay, well, some people that are in management and promotions make a lot of money. And then there's Jack Brooksbank, who is a bartender. I just love the idea that the Queen's granddaughter is married to a bartender. Maybe that's why I get a kick out of it. But I'm sure he's doing well. I mean, after all, he's married to what's her name, Eugenie, and I'm sure she wouldn't have married someone who was lacking in resources or ambition. So long as they're happy, I wouldn't care if Eugenie was married to the garbage collector or a CPA or whatever. Long as they're happy. And but yeah, that's good. Um Listen, Black Queen, he could make a whiskey sour for me any day. And how enterprising of Eugenie to marry someone who's able to make drinks whenever they have social gatherings. Um, uh, okay, okay. Anyway, uh, Prayer and Prayers changes things. They have been on this campaign for 6 years. It's about time. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is a magnificent September. Tashmac says, I thought that Jack recently started his own company now and is no longer associated with George Clooney's business. Oh, George Clooney just put his house on the market in Lake Como. His mansion is on the market. Gosh, I would love to see that place. I would love to stay at one of those villas on the lake. Oh my, that would be amazing. I told you guys I rode through on the train and I looked out the window and I promise you that was seems like as close as you can get to heaven without taking your last breath. It was beautiful. It was just myself and another woman on the carriage, and as soon as we like came around this bend or however we approached it, I looked out the window and my mouth just dropped open. And then I ran over to the window and I'm like trying to get my phone. And she said, Oh, you've never seen this before. I said, No. She said, Oh, okay, that's Lake Como. I'm like, Really? It was beautiful. Oh, the water was beautiful, the sky, the mountains surrounding it. It was beautiful. I tell you, the way some people in this world live. Okay, so that's enough about the lakes and the bartenders and the whiskey sours. Let's move on. Disney's new Little Mermaid movie appears to make a dig at Kate, and the film just so happens to be a favorite of Meghan's. Well, as you know, there was a scene in the Little Mermaid where it does kind of seem like they were coming for Kitty. Um, but of course, as they say, recollections may vary. Let me see. Little. Oh, let me try it here. Let me try it here. Okay. See if I can find it. The Little Mermaid makes fun of Kate Middleton. See if I can find the audio for it. Um, oh, yeah, I don't want to play all that other stuff with it. but is this it right here?
Movie critics are calling out Disney for allegedly being messy in their new highly anticipated movie, The Little Mermaid. A few people who have seen the film in its early screenings claim there is a joke in the movie that directly insults Princess Kate Middleton, which they believe is a clear sign that Disney is Team Meghan. According to Page 6, the critic says the movie draws a lot of inspiration from the real-life story of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle due to the race of the main characters. One scene in particular seems to call out the royal family a little too much, according to the critic. Ariel has sacrificed her voice in order to get to the surface and meet Prince Eric. She can't speak, so he tries to guess her name, the critic said to Page 6. His first guess is Diana. His second guess is Catherine, but after Ariel gives a disgusted reaction, he concludes, okay, definitely not Catherine. Disney would be disingenuous to imply those name choices were coincidental. To understand the nature...
Oh, well. Woo! I love it. I love it. I am in a very, very messy mood today. Oh, thank you, Disney. Thank you. That's all I can say is thank you, Disney. I'm going to have to go and frequent some of those movies as a way to say thank you. Let me see here. But Baron, they are not living on the taxes of the UK people. They are financially independent from that toxic, horrible family, right? Right. So that's all that matters. Okay. Let me see here. Let's see. Marshar says Asha is Afro-Latina biracial. Meghan is black and white biracial. Disney is doing that thing again, and I love it. Disney is definitely Team Meghan, Team Lilibet, Team Sussex. Here, here. Here, here. Okay. And my favorite, Team Messy. Just Team Messy. But yeah, so like I said, the shape of the face, the hair on one side, but again, it's just the characters, not a live person. And while there may have been some inspirations here and there taken from this place and that place, it is just a movie. I knew that at the end of the day, she chose me, I chose her. Whatever we have to tackle will be us together as a team, Prince Harry. Well, thank you to the squatty that posted that. Nice job. And that was what Harry said when they had their interview after the announcement of engagement. Now, some of those engagement announcements are, pretty routine. And then there are some that kind of go off the rails. Well, as you know, we reached out to Kensington Palace so we can see an example of when those interviews go off the rails.
Obviously, it'd be. I would love to have met her, and she's obviously she's an inspirational woman to look up to. Obviously, to this day, and going forward and things. It is. It's a wonderful family. The members who I've met have achieved a lot, and very inspirational. So, yeah, I do.
Anyway, thank you, Kensington Palace. I'm not sure exactly what you said, but thank you for saying it. Now, I'm not the only one that's in a messy mood today. Christopher Bosey says, pro tip, don't spend 3+ years mocking Meghan Markle's appearance and children, and then share a photo of your unwashed legs and feet on a dingy mattress on the floor. Oh, let's see. Mignon Hines Murray says, "Thank you for reaching out to Kensington Palace." You are quite welcome. Thank you so much for thanking us for thanking Kensington Palace. And messy is as messy does. By the looks of it, no, yikes. So that was Christopher Bosey's comment today. Woo! Mattress on the floor. Oh, I'm telling you, y'all, I gotta stop because my face is hurting. Do you hear me? My face is hurting. I've been laughing too much. I done sat up here and drank a big cup of coffee, and I gotta stop. I'm never gonna be able to sleep tonight because I'm just too wound up. Uh, unwashed legs and feet on a dingy mattress on the floor. Oh, he gets a bell for that. I love it. Now, Grazia, Prince Charles unveils chic and sustainable fashion line in the town and country. Prince Charles unveils a fashionable collection with what is that? Yolks net porta. Yo, is it yo or yolks? Yo netta. Anyway, apparently Charles III is a fashion person these days. Leg says, knock off yogurt parfait ages as it sits. Don't talk. Thank you for that observation, Legs. I'll make a note of that. Knock off yogurt parfait ages as it sits. Don't talk. All right. Let me see. All right, don't you love it? It's ridiculous. Those racist fools are saying Disney is making a dig at pretzel sticks, mumbles, McMumbles, and blaming Meghan for it. This reminds me of the lie that Meghan made Kate cry. Right? Right? Yeah, it was probably just a massive coincidence bearing no likeness to any, or I'm sorry, making no characterizations of any individuals living or dead. That's what they always say at the end of the movies when it is a story, a fantasy or whatever, that it bears no likeness or resemblance to any living souls, any living individuals. It's just a cartoon, and it was just a massive coincidence that he guessed the name was Diana, and then Catherine, and then of course Ariel made a face like "Don't get slapped," and then finally, they got to the real name. So there you go. No resemblance whatsoever. Right, right. Bed bugs. Ugh, that's what it looks like. It don't look like ants to me. It looks like bed bugs. And I believe that that's that person that goes dumpster diving. That old lady with the bubble head that is supposed to be a dumpster diving resale shop shopping person. And then one day she mentioned Meghan Markle, and suddenly she heard cash registers and ain't stopped talking about Meghan since. She has forgotten the purpose of her channel. Yes, Lady T, Charles is promoting fashion, but as I said in the title, they are doing a copycat. They're doing a thing where they're, trying to capture the essence that is the Duchess of Sussex, the most popular royal on the planet. That's all it is that they're copying off of Meghan again. So they're calling it sustainable fashion, right? Um, and of course, we all remember SmartWorks, where Meghan partnered with what was it? Nina Nunu, whatever her name is, and a couple of other people. And if I'm correct, when you buy one of those fashion pieces, they will match it and donate it to someone who's in need of the proper kit so that they can go out and get a job with confidence. So let's take a look at the fashions. Meghan Markle launches fashion collection for charity. See all the behind the scenes photos. SmartWorks. Okay, so Misha Nunu, Marks and Spencer's, Jigsaw, John Lewis. Those are the partners, and you could buy those. And a lot of people love the tote bags, which cost about $178 US. They're full grain leather, I believe, tote bags, and they were available at John Lewis, but they partnered with SmartWorks, and the whole idea of it. And by the way, all the ladies in the photo there, including the Duchess, are wearing those clothes. It was so that when you go for that job, you will have something that is smart looking, smart works, right? Something that looks very smart, as in well dressed. And we don't really say that in the U.S. that much. You know, when they say, "Oh, you look smart," we don't. That's not really a thing in the U.S. Not for most people. So just so that there's no confusion, when they say, "Oh, you look very smart today," that's a compliment. So smartly dressed. So that way you can go smartly dressed to a workplace and submit your CV, your resume. Great idea. And by partnering with those companies, I believe that the clothes are donated to the women that go to SmartWorks in need of proper attire. So, very novel idea. Let me take a look, Terry H. Uh, it does kind of have that Prince and the Revolution theme, but they're nice though. I think they're nice clothes. Um, she has the pussy bow, right? And then there's a wrap jacket, a cardigan, uh, and yeah, well, those are supposed to be sustainable, so it's not exactly the same mission. These are sustainable fashions, and the Smart Works is, something that you can accessorize and get multiple uses out of these pieces. They have a basic black I guess it's an A cut dress, and then they have the blue. You could put a jacket with it. You got that basic white shirt. You have the tote bag, which you can use as your briefcase. You can carry your lunch in it. You can carry your resume in it, all those things. A finely tailored jacket, and of course, some appropriate slacks, trousers. So yeah, it's practical. That is very practical. This is kind of giving you a bit of the high end look, although it's supposed to be sustainable. So I'm not going to take anything away from it. This is to help you land that job. So again, this is taking a page out of Meghan's book, but who's surprised by that, right? So cheers to the Duchess of Sussex again for reaching out with charity and philanthropy and such, being a humanitarian in every way possible. And okay, so right here, let me share this one with you. Okay, so SmartWorks Charity, as part of our 10th anniversary celebration, we are delighted to share a message from our patron, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, thanking SmartWorks community for everything they do to help unemployed women in need. Congratulations, says Meghan. Congratulations to the entire SmartWorks community on 10 incredible years of transforming lives. For the last decade, you have made an indelible mark on women across the UK who have walked into your doors in need of more than just an outfit. They needed someone to believe in them. As I've said before, you provide much more than a handout. At SmartWorks, you provide a handheld. Oh, I love that. Over the year, I've seen firsthand the unforgettable smiles that comes across a woman's face when she receives a SmartWorks experience of care, inspiration, and empowerment. Some things changes, Something changes for her in that moment and set her on a path she may have never, may never have thought possible. At SmartWorks, you are investing in the future of women and as a result, the world. I am so grateful to all of you who make this work possible for each and every day, celebrating you from across the pond and wishing you another amazing decade. All right, so that is from Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Black Queen says, Baron, is this where Betty and Philip's clothes went to be recycled? Well, I didn't see any of those butcher block heels or the patent leather purse, but I imagine that some of those pieces may be there. But yeah, that would be interesting to find out. I have been wondering what has happened to the tons of outfits that belong to the Queen. Um, I have been wondering about that because there's got to be a lot of them, and who knows what they've done with her wardrobe. But yeah, that would be interesting to find out. But it does kind of have echoes of Elizabeth and Philip. Thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see, the capsule collection is now very trendy and fashionable. Thank you, Terry H. All right. At SmartWorks, you are investing in the future of women, and as a result, the world. I am so grateful to all of you who make this work possible each and every day, celebrating you from across the pond and wishing you another amazing decade. Again, thank you, Duchess of Sussex. And here is one of those glamorous shots that I just felt like sharing. And let's see. And this one. Yeah, very, very nice. That is the Duchess of Sussex, who, of course, has been an entrepreneur uh, over the years, as well as a lifestyle guru. So I'm pretty sure something big is coming down the pike. Something very special is going to roll out for the Duchess of Sussex. So stay tuned, you guys. We don't know when it's going to happen, but it will happen. And I'm going to be excited as much as the very vicious, nasty, cruel tabloid media has been trying to, I guess, demoralize the Sussex squad as well as the usual attacks against Harry and Meghan by insinuating that there's nothing going on for Meghan. There is, and I do mean plenty. There is plenty going on with the Duchess. So just wait, and all shall be revealed in due time. Now, there seems to be a spot of bother with the new Queen consort. For some reason, she gets a bit confused. When people have presented her with flowers, she commenced to go to munching on them. Instead of just accepting the flowers, that is, she starts gnawing at them. Now, it is some type of a disorder or something to that effect. I'm not sure what you call it, but I guess the only treatment is sea biscuits. I don't know where one finds sea biscuits, but I think that's the only treatment is sea biscuits. There was a doctor, Dr. Smarty Jones, who seemed to have some ideas about this, but um, and you guys may have heard of Smarty Jones. He well, when he was in college, he used to work at a company called National Velvet, and while he was there, he was dating one of the secretariats. Yes, a secretariat. So if you know, you know. But anyway, they but yeah, it's just a little something that she can't seem to help herself, and I'm sure that that trip that she took to India, she was looking for some type of holistic treatment um, for this disorder, and at some point she'll stop when she's ready. When she's ready. Aspirations, she wants them in a ribbon dream girl. uh, oh, was it she won them? Okay. Aspirations, she wants them in a ribbon dream girl. Okay, that one went over my head legs, but please explain. I'm so sorry about that, but thank you for the super chat. Uh, I seen her speak about 4 pieces of clothing she'd been working on today, but don't remember where. Oh, really? Catherine Bryant says, I seen her speak. Oh, that was just the one I had. Oh, I'm sorry. Looking for some oats? Oh, forget me nots. Probably. Probably. Yes, that horrible, dirty, dingy mattress looks like it's like a bed bug attack. That woman needs to clean and disinfect her house. Hopefully, she'll disinfect her brain of all of that hate too. I hope so. Oh, Connie Balmer! Thank you so much for the super chat. Baron, you are ever start a little. Baron, are you ever going to start a little earlier? Thank you, Connie Balmer. Yeah, Connie Balmer, you missed it. I took a long nap this afternoon. My aunt was here today, and we had a nice visit. I cooked, of course, and then as I was prepping for today, I started feeling that wave of fatigue wash over me, and I was like, "Yeah, life is too short." And I jumped in the bed like I was filming a Sealy Postopedic commercial, and that was the last thing I remember. But yeah, that is the goal, Connie Balmer, and yeah, it's okay, and I appreciate that, and I think about you every day. You and Elaine Parker and everybody else outside of the Central Time Zone. Let's see. Oh, she wants them. She wants. She wants them in a ribbon around. That's what I thought you meant. Like when the horses win when they win the horse races. Absolutely. I'm so sorry. Always a participant, never a winner. Kentucky isn't only known for its whiskey. Wait, do you remember I used to say that um, for Charles, they're going to play God Save the King. For Camilla, it's going to be. Do not attempt to do that if you are not of African descent or Mick Jagger. Otherwise, you'll find it very difficult to make those sounds. But but anyway, thank you so much, Legs. Got it now for sure. Well, like I told you, it's like a little tick. It's like a little tick. You know, you see flowers, munch flowers. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those. I guess it's kind of like one of those primal instincts. You know how sometimes looking at certain foods or commercials or thinking about oh Melba's chicken and waffles, you know how that may cause you to start salivating, or you think of biting into a lemon and you kind of get that weird, face. Well, for her is sea flowers, munch flowers. She's probably not the only person that suffers from that, I'm sure. But like I said, I thought that trip to India was supposed to. Let me see. But until then, it's best to just indulge her appetite um, rather than risk the wrath of the angry queen consort. Just let her have her snacks and don't challenge her. That's what I'm saying. Don't challenge her. Don't cause her to start bucking and kicking and rearing up and all that kind of stuff. Just let her have her flowers, and everyone will be safe. Life will be so much easier. Okay. So with that, you guys, I have just this last slide to share with you, courtesy of a squatty that I would rather not identify to keep people off of their social media. Dear September, I am an old woman who can no longer handle too much excitement. First, you hit me with the Beyonce concert. Before I could recover, you floored me with the Invictus Games. Now, Dan Wootton has been suspended. Any more good news? I may die with a smile on my face. Signed, I guess they very mature squatty. So there you go. And thank you so much. And let's let that be the last word of the day, right? We'll let that be the last word of the day. So thank you very much, everyone, for being here tonight. Thank you all so much for your very generous and thoughtful contributions to Royal Sussex. Thank you, everyone with a membership, people who have memberships in the loneliest place in social media, Patreon. Don't worry, I do make sure that I take all of my gifts out of the Patreon, but there's no extended content or anything over on the Patreon. I haven't done any members only stuff yet, so and I don't know if I will in the near future, but maybe one day. It's not so easy with the daily uploads, but it has been a long time since I have missed a day of Royal Sussex. How about never? How is that possible? Well, it's easy when you like what you're doing, when you love the people that you're in contact with, people that support you, and hopefully you can support them. Um, that's what makes it so easy. It's not like I'm doing any work, although it's like I used to say at another job that I had years ago. It's not hard work, but I do work hard at it. So, the work is easy, but it doesn't mean that you're not working hard. Having this type of creative outlet, I feel like has been life changing, life affirming, all of those things. Some days I just think of what is possible, and as you know, I love to edit. And although my edits are not so ingenious, they are fun. And sometimes they are, you know, very, very emotional, some of them. Some of them make you laugh, and that's always a good thing. But a safe space for people who have the Sussexes in common, amongst other things. That's also a winning situation for everyone, I hope. Leg says, new segment. Rohini says, I thought they played wide back. Well, you snuck up on me with that one. I'm so glad. Wide back vajayjay for Camilla. Vajayjay, that's what Oprah used to call it, a vajayjay. Uh, all right. Well, thank you so much, Legs. Thank you, Rohini. I almost missed that. But yes, thank you very much. This has been a fun night. This has been a very fun night. And I doubt if I'll be on as late tomorrow, but oh, Judy, thank you so much. We love you too, Baron. Thank you so much, and thank you for the super sticker. Now I have a list from Sherry. Let me grab the list, and oh, there we go. So thank you very much, Rose, Legs, Helen, Magnon, Black Queen, Connie Palmer, Legs. Thank you all very much for your super chats and super stickers. And thank you again, Judy. Been a pleasure. And remember, the last word is Dear September. As I am an old woman and can no longer handle too much excitement, first you hit me with the Beyonce concert. Before I could recover, you floored me with the Invictus Games. Now, Dan Wootton has been suspended. Any more good news, and I may die with a smile on my face. Love it. Oh, one more super chat. Let's see, Baron, please check if. Oh, yes, 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 yes. I will. I will. Let me take a screenshot so I won't forget that. Definitely. Okay. I just took a screenshot, so that'd be the best way for me to be reminded. Okay, and let's see. Other than that, you guys, don't forget on the community tab, there is a link for that charity in Africa for the students in Nigeria. And the backpacks. Let me grab the link for that one. You could also go later to the community tab. It was the last thing that I posted in the community tab. Okay. Also, please take a look at the Sussex Global charity. They have the link, and also you can get the link through the what is that? The Archwell Foundation. They have the link there as well. So I donated $20 so far. You could do a one-time donation, or you can do a monthly donation. You can also, fortunately, they ask you, where did you hear about this charity? I, of course, inserted the names Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and you can do the same if you choose to do so. If not, you can put your kid's name, or no, this asks you where. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Scratch that. That's it. They just ask you, where did you hear about it? Please don't say Royal Sussex. Just put Harry and Meghan. And that way they'll know the reach of the squatties, which is a good thing. And those backpacks, which we discussed the other day, they are loaded with things to help those students be as successful as possible, including feminine hygiene products, I believe. So, and that's a very heartbreaking thing, that young girls are have that stigma at a certain age of being in school, And of course, Mr. Monthly Visitor comes along, and of course, sometimes they have to leave school because they don't have the products that they need to stay in school. So, and just the anxiety, how could you concentrate on your work? So these backpacks have that, as well as school supplies. I think it comes with those aluminum water bottles. And I believe those are the Archwell people that's packing the bags. I think so. But either way, and it's a nice backpack. So do consider that. And again, when they ask you where you heard of it, just for fun, please mention the Sussexes. All right. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Love you guys. I will see you all next time. And as always, our queens. Where are our queens? Doria and Diana. We don't want to forget where all of this charity, philanthropy, and humanitarianism started. We don't want to forget where it started. That is where the seeds were planted. And of course, planting those seeds, that's where the flowers come from. So nice connection there. Right. Bye all. No bad energy. Okay. I will see you all tomorrow. And with that, I'm going to cue the Ginger Avenger. And happy September, Sussex September again. Wow. Happy Sussex September. Oh, man. Mm-mm-mm.
Sure. Oh, that's sweet. How'd you guys do it? See there? Somebody drew a picture? No, but it's nice.
And walk. Okay, put the flowers down. Thank you, Morrison's. Okay, time for that period of quiet reflection you were talking about. Look as if you're surreptitiously trying to work out how to scale the railings. Okay, that's about 6 seconds. Turn and go. Great stuff.